Hey folks, John here. Thank you for tuning in, and you are welcome to This World, My Take, where headlines meet real talk. It would be an honor to have you as part of the team. Please do think about being part of the family. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so whenever we do drop something, you will be notified. Now, let's not talk too much, ladies and gentlemen. So, the age of accountability is gone in America. The age of actually telling the truth about what happened has all disappeared in America ever since this new administration came into power. Don't ask me what I'm trying to say. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've not been watching the news there's a recent situation unfolding in Texas where a flood actually has unalived over 100 people. 100 Texans have lost their lives. And you would think that that would actually be the priority of any administration, to see that a situation, a catastrophic situation that is taking part in one part of the country, there should be some accountabilities. There should be some questions being asked. There should be like, who is responsible? Why did 100 people lose their life to something that could clearly be prevented? Was this preventable? And like I said at the beginning of this vlog, and the age of accountability has evaporated in America. Now, I would say this based on some data that I got. Now, so many people have been wondering, what happened? Why did the systems that were put in place to actually advise and warn people of incoming natural disasters like flood, tsunamis, tornadoes, why did it fail in Texas? Who is to blame? Who wasn't doing the job? And I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, and I came across some data which I will be reading, and I will let you know exactly who is to be blamed. We are going to point fingers at people respectfully, and we are going to give you some data, or I am going to give you and present you some data, and I want you to let me know exactly what you think, and you will come out and decide who is to blame. Now, when this administration came in, it ran on a whole lot of things, and one of those things was to cut government spending, and hence the Doge that was headed by Mr. Elon Musk until he was kicked out of the White House. And in February on the 27th of February 2025, the Office of Personnel Management ordered the termination of 880 NOAA employees. That is taking off 7.3% of the staff. And this included many in the NOAA scientific and engineering ranks. Think about it. You come in, and within like less than a year in office, you already slashed an agency that was supposed to be working to warn and let the American people know of incoming danger. A whole lot of these folks that were let go were people that were very, very, very dedicated to their jobs and people who knew what they were doing. And also, this same administration gave out early retirement and buyouts. Additional 1,029 jobs were eliminated by buyout by April 2025. That's by the 22nd of April 2025, this year alone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, think about this. You come in, you cut off 880 jobs, and then you buy out people like, hey, I'm going to give you money so you can retire because we are trying to slash, government spending because we don't think that your agency is really, really necessary. So a total of 1,900 positions were lost. And that is around 10 to 15% of the 12,000 workforce that belongs to this department. Now, let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. When you cut that much of a workforce in any company, there is definitely going to be an impact. There's definitely going to be a dent. And you will actually feel the reaction or the repercussion of doing that. Now, what did all of these cuts and these buyouts do? What are some of the impacts? The impacts of these buyouts and cut in the name of we want to slash government spending. And this was really felt out by the National Weather Service. Now, the NWS. The NWS lost over 600 positions, including meteorologists, hydrologists, technicians, and seasoned staffs were eliminated via layoffs and early retirement. Think about this. We just had a flood. What if these 600 people were still in their job working? They would have been in the positions to advise and warn these people to evacuate. An estimated attrition between 2010 and 2025, the NWS, the National Weather Services, has lost 300 staff through normal attrition, but an additional 300 were cut in the last 6 months of Trump's second term. Now, this is the local office impact. This is what happens. NWS forecast offices in Oregon saw 30 to 40% of their staff reduced from 100 down to 60 and 70 employees. Meteorologists, equipment technicians, and hydrologists, all these people were out of jobs. Now, these are the brains that were supposed to advise and tell you that, hey, the flood is coming, but you laid them off. Offices in Florida, Miami, Boston, Cheyenne, Rapid City, and all other lost more than 30% of their staff. Now, I'm going to say this. DOGE was created with bad intention, and we are now starting to see the repercussions of what DOGE has been doing. Now, what are the operational consequences? Forecasting gaps, ladies and gentlemen. Some offices suspended 24/7 operations, overnight forecasting, and they canceled in places including Sacramento, Alaska, Kentucky, Kansas, Wyoming, and Nebraska. Panhandled. That is it gone. Remember, this flood started around 3 a.m. at night the day it hit, while people were asleep, which is why it carried a whole lot of people, and a whole lot of people died. Because if you are asleep, you don't know that there's imminent danger coming in. You will not know how to escape. Now, the weather balloon and data monitoring, balloon launches dropped by 17 to 20%, up to 30 fewer daily launches, affecting critical upper atmosphere data mining. Specific regions like South Dakota, Michigan, Colorado, Wisconsin, Nebraska lost one of their daily launches. Think about it. People living in these areas, they don't even know when something is coming in. You feel me? Now, the technical short handfuls of this is what? Radar repairs teams were hit. There were threatening responses of outrages. Modeling centers lost around 25% of environmental modeling center staffs, impacting forecasting algorithms. Ladies and gentlemen, when you let go of this much people, there's bound to be some kind of lapses. Now, I'm not going to sit here and point fingers. I want you to tell me. Hurricane forecasting, they don't have that more. They have been reduced by 20 to 30% of their staffs. Wildfire and flood forecasting, the same thing. Tsunami and storm warning tracking, the same thing. Now, if you were a Texan, if you were a family member of all those 100 people that were unalive, who would you point your finger at? And this is not any secret that they are not even trying to act like they will take responsibility. Remember, at the beginning of this blog, I said that responsibility is all disappear with this administration. I will end this vlog by asking you, who do you think is actually to be blamed? And what do you think the family and the loved ones of these people that were unalive, how would they proceed? Should they sue somebody? Should they point fingers at somebody? Or should they ask some of their local authorities and state representatives to step down? The world is complicated. We're going to keep talking about it. This world, my take. Stay blessed.